Alright, I have the front end just slightly off the ground, just enough to turn the wheel. Anytime you're jacking up the vehicle, be extremely careful. The reason I did this is because I want to check the wheel bearings here. We do that by just grabbing this wheel, pushing and pulling it back and forth, side to side. And if you have a loose wheel bearing, you'll have a little bit of play, you'll hear a clunk most times. Sometimes you'll even hear it as you're jacking it up. This is nice and tight. So let's move on to the hub here. Check the oil level in the hub. Some hubs are not serviceable, they're sealed. So in which case you would not be able to do this. Wipe off the outside here so you don't force any dirt inside the hub. Don't know if you can read this. There's a minimum oil level. Down here's maximum oil level. You got a couple lines. You want the oil to be right between these two lines. Just pop this little rubber stopper out of here. You can see your oil in there. You probably can't see it on camera. I can see it with my eye. It's right in there. So just look in there. Pop the thing back in here. Oil levels look good in the front hubs. So let's start greasing this thing. Alright, we're going to start greasing this thing. And this is another reason to do this yourself, or a benefit of it, is if you watch the guys at the Speedco or wherever you go, they just pump the grease in, man. And you really need to take and wipe off your grease zerks first, because otherwise you're forcing that dirty grease up into your fitting. And that doesn't do you any good. You're forcing contaminants in there. It's the whole purpose of grease in the first place. To lubricate and keep contaminants out. Now, we'll start here. On the steering gear here, there's a grease zerk. You might see a little bit here come out. You'll know when to stop. It didn't take much. Down here where the drag link and the pitman arm come together, you got one. Okay, that didn't take much. It's really nice to have this power grease gun. It really makes work a lot easier. Cleaner. Stuff like that. Now, here's part of the reason I jacked this thing up also is, in my opinion, it helps to get the grease get up into the kingpins better. You take the load off and you can get grease in them better. From the top here, we got our upper kingpin. Come on, you bugger. All right, your S-cam. Slack adjuster. And then, if you can reach your tie rod end from up here. Okay, that's it for this corner. Some trucks will have a greasable steering shaft in this knuckle here, and then the one up on the firewall up in there, so check for that. Some will have greasable hood hinges, and some of your nicer trucks will have a grease bank right here with hoses that run to some components underneath the truck. I'm not so special, so I don't have any of that. Let's move over to the other side of the truck. Okay, on this side, we don't have quite as much stuff. We got the S-cam, upper kingpin, slack adjuster, and then the tie rod I'm going to have to get from the bottom, along with the lower kingpin fitting. Make sure you're using a good number 2 chassis grease for this. Sometimes you miss a little bit. Got to readjust your hose. That's no big deal. Okay, that's all we can reach from up here. So now I'll go under the vehicle. Alrighty, we're back here on the driver's side. Got the lower kingpin to grease. You can see a little bit of grease coming out up here where it meets the axle. And then the tie rod end. For some reason I'm thinking when I greased this drag link up here, I think I called that the tie rod end. My bad, it's not. That's the other end of the drag link. Okay, now on the ends of these tie rods and on the drag link and slack adjusters, you got these rubber boots. That's to keep contamination out, hold the grease in. When you're pumping grease in, you'll see those things swell a little bit. You don't want to burst those things. If you see it to start to move, it means you got enough grease in there. So stop. Same gig over here. Tie rod end, lower kingpin. Alright, we're under the truck. Up here by the clutch. You know, this fitting that hangs down here. That's for the bearing. You gotta give that a little bit of grease. And then on either side of the clutch here, you'll have a fitting for each end of the cross shaft. Now, you may have this hose hanging down, you may not. The hose is just a remote grease type thing. So if you have that, that's a bonus. Otherwise, you gotta reach your arm up in there and grease it. Here's the hose on the other side. Alright, does it for your clutch. Let's move back, and when you come under here, under the truck, bring a 1/2 inch ratchet and bring an extra tube of grease, because about the time you start greasing under here, you're going to run out. And you got to shimmy your ass back out, get a tube of grease, and you'll just be upset. Alright, up here on the side of the transmission, you got the fill hole. You just fit your 1/2 inch drive ratchet in there. You will not likely need to take it all the way out. If you crack it loose, you just have fluid coming out, then you know your level is just fine. If not, reach your finger in there. You want the level of the fluid to be up to the bottom of the hole. Add some fluid, whatever your truck calls for. Yeah, we're good. Also check the condition of your fluid. My truck takes 50 weight. transmission fluid, and it's red. So it should have a good red color to it. Okay, onto the U-joints here. Each end of each drive shaft you'll have a U-joint. Some are sealed, they're not greasable. Mine happen to have grease zerks. They each have 2 grease zerks. They're just opposed to each other. Just got to get one of them. And before you grease them, it's a good idea to check and make sure you don't have a bad U-joint. And to do that, grab it, push up, pull on it. We're looking for play. Turn it a little bit. We're good here. I believe I have a bad U-joint because I've been feeling some vibration. So we're going to discover which one it is here during this process. When you're greasing a U-joint, a lot of times you'll hear them crackle. When they stop crackling, that means they're full of grease. Probably can't hear it over the grease gun, but it did crackle. You can also sometimes see grease come out of the U-joint. Okay, move back to the next U-joint by the carrier bearing. All right, so here's our carrier bearing, hanger bearing, whatever you want to call it. I don't care. Another U-joint. So let's there, can you hear that? We might have a bad U-joint there. Always check them before you grease them, because once you fill them up with grease, you can take the play out of it. So the U-joint going into the front differential. While I'm up top here, I'm just going to quick catch the sides of the fifth wheel. Not going to worry about greasing the fifth wheel plate right now. That'll be later when I'm ready to go back to work. Okay, then every corner you have a S-cam and a slack adjuster. Here's your S-cam. Slack adjusters we'll get from underneath. I'm not going to show doing every S-cam because they're all the same. Just show doing that one. To check your differential fluids, it's going to be like we did with the transmission, but it's a different kind of plug here. You just need to crack it. If there's oil coming out, we're good. Yep, we're good. Now we got 2 more U-joints to do and 4 slack adjusters. Then we're done greasing. And we're going to check that front differential, but that's the same as checking this rear differential, so I'm not going to take the time to show that. Here's 1 slack adjuster. Not going to show doing the other 3 because they're all the same. So we're all done with the service on this Freightliner. Got it greased, oil changed, all your gear oils and transmission checked, filters, all that. A couple things I didn't mention that make this job a little easier is these Nitrile gloves. These ones are nice and thick. They're 13 mil, so they're nice and heavy duty and durable. I really like them compared to the thin ones. And the thing I like the most is these Gojo scrubbing towels. This is my first bucket of them, and I'm sold on them. They take the grime off like way better than the soap does. So they make it easier for cleaning up your tools. Look how clean my arms got. They were just solid black before. Although my clothes are still pretty trashed, but I told you we were going to get dirty. So I hope you liked the video. If you did, hit that thumbs up button, and we'll see you next time.